Regardless of how often you pay your employees, you are required to provide legally compliant wage statements at the end of every pay period, along with their paycheck or direct deposit stub. As part of that, California Labor Code Section 226 has 10 areas of information that must be on every pay stub. Among the biggest areas that we see a problem with, typically employers are putting the gross amount of the check, the net amount of the check, the deductions and the withholdings of the check, the employee's name and an identifying number or something that allows them to be identified within your system. But where we see the most problems, the legal name of the business must be on every single pay stub. The information of each individual category of income must be listed out. That means for restaurants and service-based industries specifically, you must split out and have a separate line item tracked to show how much money is received by your employees in tips per pay period. So if you pay weekly, you have to have an accurate accounting of how many tips were received and distributed to the employee during the week. If you're semi-monthly, you have to do that twice per month. If you're bi-weekly, you're doing it 26 times per year, every other week. But in every single one of those scenarios, an employer has to remember that on the tips, we are listing out specifically not just the credit card tips that are received by the employee, but the cash tips as reported by the employee, him or herself. Those both need to be included on the pay stub. And here's a tip. For those of you who are relying on your payroll companies to give you this advice, to tell you where you should be deducting, where you shouldn't be deducting, that is not a good policy. Most payroll companies will not provide you with legal advice, nor will they tell you how to comply with the regulatory statutes that are now being brought into play here. It's important for you to make sure that you have competent legal counsel who understands the ins and outs of this new law in order to make sure that each and every one of your wage statements is correct before you give it out to an employee.